Hello and welcome to this week's podcast of Gareth's Random Ramblings. Now, normally we would have Bex doing a nice little intro for you, but I've decided to do something a little bit different this week. And also, too, she's working very hard this week. She's working for 11 days straight, so she hasn't been able to make the recording of this one today. So I decided today to make it friendly. So I didn't need to put an intro at the beginning of it. So this is a family-friendly episode. And also, too, the reason why it is family-friendly is because it's quite short. And we're also going to put an interview that I did with a very, very, very famous person about 6 years ago. And I can't really swear in it because it's, it's Nancy Cartwright from The Simpsons. I don't know why I was trying to keep that a secret, considering we talked about it last week. If you follow my Twitter, which is at @Enozuria, it was on there. And also, too, you would have seen it in the title of this podcast. So it kind of isn't really a surprise if we're being honest with each other. So Nancy Cartwright will be coming into the show very, very well. I'll say soon, because I don't know how long I'm going to be talking for. But going back to what we were saying before, it's a family-friendly show, so hello to everyone out there. This is a little bit different for me. I am slowly trying to think of things ahead of what I'm going to say, so that I don't swear, because I do want to make this friendly for you. And you can play around your kids, you can, play it for everyone, play it for your granny as well. It doesn't matter who you play it for, there'll be no swear words. However, next week, when we get Bex back, it'll be probably back to, Eminem type of, Infinite/Slim Shady era of Eminem. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, I just want to say a huge, big shout out to some guys who do some videos which some of them aren't family friendly, but still some of them are very funny. There are a bunch of guys who go by the Twitter handle Debonair Fox, Debonair Fox. And what they have done is they said hello to me on Twitter the other day. As I said, you can do the same to me at Enozuria, Enozoria. And they do a lot of YouTube videos, and they're actually based here in Brisbane. And some of the videos are quite funny. They do a Would You Rather with some people out on the street, it looks like 2 o'clock in the morning, who've had one too many Coca-Colas to drink, if you know what I'm saying. And some of the questions, well, I can't repeat them here in this family-friendly episode, but they were very, very funny and very funny indeed. So if you want to check them out, as I said, check them out on Twitter, Debonair Fox, or if you would like to check them out yourselves on YouTube, I'm just trying to, the Debonair Fox anyway, so that's their name on YouTube as well. As I said, very funny guys and girls. They look like a bunch of funny people, and if they ever need any help or some random dude to voice over some stuff, hey, I'm here for them. So that's all cool, and next week we have a bit of a cool announcement. Once again, someone followed me through Twitter and I got in touch and started chatting away with them. And, I won't ruin it this one because we've had one shout out. I'm going to do a second shout out next week. But it looks very interesting. I'm trying to organize some questions for the person and we'll go from there. But it looks very cool. All I'm going to say is it involves comics and diseases and stuff like that. That's probably not the best. The person's probably listening to this now going, that's not what we do. It's got nothing to do with that. But we'll find out questions. We'll go from there. And we'll talk about them next week. Anyway, let's get into it. It's going to be a super short episode this week. Just want to say a big shout out to everyone. Thank you so very much again. Since about a month ago, I think we got 1,000 listeners on all of my episodes. We work out to be roughly about 25 to 30 listens an episode. Most people would be upset that that's a low number. I'm happy that it's consistent, to be honest with you. So that means you out there are listening to this every week. And for that, I honestly do thank you immensely. I just do this just as a little way to make sure that I keep in touch with, the stories that are happening in the world at the moment. And if I ever get back into radio, it's not going to be a great big leap back into it. I can keep this as just like a little, thing in my back pocket. But I just want to say thank you. If you could pass it on to everyone you love, everyone you know, in the middle of your Facebooks, whatever, feel free to plug this. I would like to get more listeners, I'll be honest with you. But I'm happy. As long as it's consistent and not dropping down, then it's fine. That's fine and dandy. But also, too, I was about to say, the huge news this week, obviously, we've talked about this before, but, we're getting to the news now. So, we had, Kermit and Miss Piggy break up, which was kind of sad. I know, made me feel a bit sad. And then, recently, Liam Hemsworth did a photo with with Miss Piggy. It seemed to be like attacking Kermit. And now Kermit's come out with another pig star. But it's not. It's really interesting. All this is just promotion for a new TV show coming out about the Muppets, which is going to be like a mockumentary style behind-the-scenes thing of a show that they do. And I'm intrigued. I live here in Australia, and I cannot wait to see this. I do love the Muppets. I think they're awesome, and would love to spend time with a Muppet or chat to a Muppet. That would be so incredibly cool. But there's a few people on my list that I want to interview. Anyone from Linkin Park, Will Smith. There was Tom Cruise at one point was on the list, but I kind of given up on that one because that's going to be far away. Will Smith, people said no. Linkin Park, kind of got to have a chat with them when they were in concert. It was like question, that was about it really. And Nancy Cartwright was the other one, and Nancy Cartwright's going to be up soon. But the Muppets would be definitely one of the people that if they were like, hey, do you want to have a chat with Gonzo or Elmo or Kermit, I would wake up at 2 a.m. to do it. How's that? That's how much of a fan I am. I think it'd be so much fun. But anyway, there's been rumors that, Kermit's got a new girlfriend, but now there's also rumors again that it's not a girlfriend, it's just another cat. I really don't care. I just think it's going to be fun when that TV show actually comes out. I cannot wait at all. And, it just looks like it's going to be so much fun. And it's good to see that there's going to be more, like a weekly thing of getting the Muppets out there as opposed to once every couple of years they do a movie. Should be fun. Anyway, I think that's all for this week. I'll keep it family friendly, as I said. That's it for this week. Way back in the day, back when I was in radio, what had happened is that, as I said, that was my list of people I wish to interview. Linkin Park, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, anyone from The Simpsons. And there was Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams was the 5th, and he'd still be in there too. Not trying to name drop or anything, but if anyone knows anyone, hook a brother up, help me out. But the Muppets as well. But I managed to tick off one of them. Will Smith's people said, no, sorry, he's too busy. Tom Cruise's people never got back to me, so I'm still waiting. I'll be waiting for a while. And as I said, Linkin Park was in the concert as they're walking past. I managed to quickly ask one of them a question with my phone on record and got the audio of that, so I was happy. But the main one was someone from The Simpsons. And I thought, I like Bart. I've grown up with Bart. Why not? I'll give it a go. And sent an email to Nancy Cartwright's people, and they said, look, she's really busy at the moment. That's, thank you for your invite, blah, 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 blah. She's really busy. However, what we can do is we can put you on a list so that once there's time, once she's free, whatever, we'll send you an email, say, hey, cool, do you want to go? Do you want an interview? Done, sus, lovely. I was like, fine, that would be awesome. Sweet, no worries. Love the idea of that. That's cool. Thinking, I'm never going to hear from these people again. And I almost didn't. What had happened was that my ex-wife and I were moving up to a town called Hamilton in New Zealand. We were moving up from a little one in the South Island, Ashburn, I think it was. Yeah. And what had happened was that I went into the work because I was working on the radio there and thought I'd go in and say hello to everyone, say, hey, I'm introducing, this is me beforehand. Can I check my emails? And they're like, yeah, sure, no worries, go ahead. That was at about 2 in the afternoon. 2 in the afternoon on the Wednesday or whichever day it was, right? And there was an email there from Nancy Cartwright's people saying, hey, do you want to do an interview with Nancy Cartwright tomorrow? We can hook it all up. It's all groovy. This is fine. What had happened, though, was it was a case of they had sent it that second, which was very strange. That second that I was on the computer checking my emails, they sent the email and it came through. It was like someone knew what was happening. It was great. So what had happened was, I went, yep, sweet, cheers, no worries, I'll take that, that's cool. Had to book in time and everything because I started on the Monday, so I still didn't have a studio. If they had said no, I would have been in trouble. And they were like, no, let's go for it. Called her up at the appropriate time. I think it was like 4 in the afternoon or something like that, or something strange anyway. And trying to remember what, there was something else that happened. They said basically you got 20 minutes, go for gold. You can ask anything you want. Don't ask about religion or anything else like this, but other than that, go for gold. So I did, and it was fun. And so now, if you would ever be so kind, I am 30 now. This was done back 6 years ago. So this is 24-year-old me, who had no sleep whatsoever, interviewing one of his biggest idols, which is Nancy Cartwright from The Simpsons. This interview, I think the only things I cut out really was the end parts where she was doing the whole, hey, this is Nancy Cartwright, and you're listening to Gareth. Or also to the ones at the beginning, where you're trying to set up the interview, this is what we're going to do, this blah, 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 blah. Everything else is left as it was. I edited it down for when I played it on air, cut it all down to pieces, played it for everyone else like this. But this here is the interview that I did 6 years ago with Nancy Cartwright. Enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week. And until then, have a very, very happy, wonderful, and awesome day. And if you're a kid listening to this, thank you so very much for listening. Next week, don't, because I'll go back to swearing. Sorry. Have a good day. Bye. You have got to have the best job in the world, right?
Well, it may be arguable to some other people that really, really love their work, but man, I sure do have fun.
I was going to, because as the voice of Bart Simpson, we'll just stick with the Simpsons on this one, because you've done numerous voices, but you've worked with, I don't know if you have or not, but in the TV show, you've worked with 50 Cent, you've had U2 in the studio as well, you would have met a few people.
Oh, yeah, we've had, I think close to 400 celebrities on our show by now. Recently, the most recent one that came in the studio was Anne Hathaway, and she was just absolutely darling. Such a cutie. It was before she got nominated for the Oscar, and just really a delight. And she actually got to sing on the show. We got to sort of hear her voice before she sang on the Oscars. Just a real sweetie.
Now, how do you find the characters' different voices? Do you look at the photos and say, I know what you're going to sound like, or do you make one up and they work from there? How does that happen?
Well, for me, yeah, really, seeing the picture of the character really helps, and especially their jawline and their teeth, believe it or not, because if, just to give you an idea, if a character were to have a split in her teeth, say it was a 7-year-old girl, and she would have a split in her two front teeth, she might sound something like, "So, Gareth, I was just wondering, here I am sitting we're thinking about maybe going to the beach because the sand is so lovely there." She might sort of sound like this. So I can emphasize the fact that she's got that sort of lisp thing going,
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Now, have you, how protective of the characters you do are you? What I mean by that is have they ever given you a script where, Bart could say something and you've gone, well, actually, I don't think Bart would say that. He would say this.
Oh, yeah, that has happened. Mostly it has to do with scenes that when I'm in with Lisa. And sometimes we'll say things, and I usually like to read it the way that it's written to start out, but if it's not quite right, Bart, I'll say, hey, I think we should switch our lines here. It seems like Lisa's saying my line, and usually I'm right.
Now, is there much ad-libbing? Do you do the script and then go, okay, well, we know what we're going to do, let's just go for it, or is it script, that is it?
Oh, no, they're very open to it. Well, truthfully, when we do the record, we do about 4 passes, 4 takes on each scene. And I like to read it the way it's written, give the writers a chance, and then do it several times like that. And if I need to throw something in as an ad lib or whatever, I don't hold back. And next thing you know, "Don't Have a Cowman" is written on a T-shirt.
What was that like the first time you saw that?
Yeah, that was pretty oh wow, I guess people are getting to know our show. That was so long ago, Gareth. Oh my gosh, that was almost 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, indeed. And I'm only 23, and yet I've been brought up on The Simpsons, and I've got all the DVDs at home. I know that sounds like a real butt kiss, I know, but it's the truth. But I'm I want to ask this, Nancy Cartwright, voice of Bart Simpson, amongst many others, have you ever sworn at someone in a character? You could have been at a party and you've told someone to go away, and then they've gone, pardon? Sorry, see you later, bye-bye. Have you ever done that?
Have I ever sworn at somebody personally? No, I've never done that, but I have said that I was Bart Simpson. I'd be like, "I'm Bart Simpson, who the hell are you?" I guess that is kind of swearing.
Yeah.
So yes, I have. I take it back.
Awesome.
I have said that, and some people actually look at me, and, the first time I ever tried that, I had my baby, Lucy was just a tiny little baby, and somebody said something, and I said that I'm Bart Simpson, and he's like, "Oh no!" He says, "No, I know the guy who does that."